I'm saying hello today on October the 10th, 2009 from beautiful Brantford, Ontario. Right next to me is the Bell Homestead, the childhood home of Alexander Graham Bell, inventor of the telephone, and right next to it, this building here is the first Bell telephone, what was it called? Business office? Yes. And we're now driving through the Tutela Heights region of Brantford, and I wanted to give you a little bit of a look at this area because it is a gorgeous residential neighborhood. Houses are set back from the street with expansive lawns and mature trees. Is the Grand River flowing in behind here? Yes. Okay, so the Grand River, which is the main river flowing through Brantford, is located just behind these gorgeous homes here. You can see it's early October, so the trees are just starting to turn. We're really fortunate actually because yesterday it just rained, it poured, and I didn't really get a good look at Brantford. See, there's a beautiful brand new subdivision on this area here called Porte des Châteaux. You can see these are all modern brand new homes. And on this side are the historic homes that are lining the Grand River here. You were mentioning Melissa is with us here. Quick shot of Melissa, so you see who's with us. She works for the Brantford Tourism Department, and she knows the city fairly well, although you've lived here for about a year so far. Yeah. But it's great to have a local expert with us. And you were saying this area, for example, just to give people a reference point, houses would be somewhere around $300,000–400,000 in this neighborhood?
Yes, it wouldn't get too much near the 500,000 mark. Housing prices here are fairly reasonable compared to the GTA. You can get a lot more for your money out here.
Right.
And this street is actually considered the county, so your taxes are a bit less too.
Oh, taxes are less too. Yeah, I can see that the properties slope down here to the river actually, yeah. They're gorgeous properties. Yeah. So Tutela Heights is the name of this street here. You can see it right here. And we're heading now, what would this street be called? It's one of the major streets, right?
Yes. This is, oh gosh, Mount Pleasant.
Mount Pleasant, okay. I'm just going to keep the camera rolling a little bit longer because on a gorgeous day like this, it's always sort of nice to see where we're headed.
Nice old building.
Yeah.
Church up here on the left.
What I noticed about Brantford, yeah, there's the big school here. Big school building coming up on the right-hand side here. Also historic, obviously, sort of built in a Tudor fashion almost. And then on the right-hand side, we have the Farringdon Independent Church.
1833.
1833. So this area was really settled very early by Canadian standards. There is a cemetery here on this side. And one thing I noticed yesterday, even though it was raining, Brantford has a number of streets that are really beautiful streets because they're flanked by historic mansions similar to this one. Lots of mansions from the late 1800s. And as we were just hearing in the tour at the Bell Homestead, Brantford was the third most important manufacturing center in Canada all the way up until the late 1800s and even I think into the early 20th century. Very, very important manufacturing town. Massey Ferguson was obviously one of the most important industrial corporations that had its headquarters and operations here in town. And in the first half of the 20th century, Brantford was a very, very successful, wealthy community. Of course, in the second half, things slowed down substantially. Unfortunately, a lot of the local industries closed down in the 1980s and 1990s. But since that economic decline, actually, Brantford has come back quite nicely. And Melissa, you were showing us the area downtown, Harmony Square, which is a true symbol of the revitalization of Brantford, because an area, sort of the downtown area that was rather run down and not very populated, you know, maybe 10–15 years ago, the city has now created a very vibrant square, Harmony Square, where there's lots of festivals, dance in the square.
Yes, during the summer months, it's literally the hub of downtown. There's something going on every night. Thursdays with movies in the square where we show outdoor movies on a huge screen. People just bring their lawn chairs and, you know, pop and chips or something and just enjoy movies outdoors.
And it's all free?
All free. And Fridays, dancing in the square, and sometimes there's live entertainment as well following it.
And dancing in the square includes dance instructors?
Yes. Dance instructors come out and they do a couple dances for you to show you a bit of dance, and then they take you through some steps and just learn a few of the basics so you can kind of participate and enjoy the evening. And then Saturdays there's always a festival, whether it's, you know, a non-profit group holding some kind of fundraiser, or it's our, you know, our jazz festival, or there's always lots of art shows going on in Harmony Square as well for the kids and for families to enjoy. So, and especially with the splash pad, they get the fountain going and the water going.
Is this the Grand River? Sorry to interrupt you.
This is we're crossing.
This is the Grand River. So this is a nice picture of the Grand River right here, looking towards the downtown area in this direction. And one of the reasons why Brantford became so successful, obviously, it's its location on the Grand River. And Brantford was also a center of railway transportation. And that really predisposed it to becoming a very successful industrial center about 100, 150 years ago.
Yeah, I think that transportation linkage was huge for the industry.
Right. And today, nowadays, of course, the Grand River is no longer a means of industrial transportation, but there are also many other things happening on the Grand River. You can go canoeing.
Yes, there's numerous outfitters in the area. And, you can go canoeing and kayaking and even rafting down the Grand River.
Oh, yeah?
In the spring months. They get more, it's not like whitewater rafting, but it is some form of, a minor form of rafting. But it's fun to do it just from Paris to Brantford. It takes a couple hours, and you get to see a lot of the nature and experience all there is to do outdoors in Brantford.
Great, excellent. Well, next place we're checking out, where are we headed now?
We're going to the Mohawk Chapel, which is the oldest Protestant church in North America. Next year they will celebrate their 225th anniversary.
Great, excellent. Looking forward to that. Thanks, Melissa.